And we're rolling. Okay. First off, please ignore the Christmas decor that I'm pointing out. Ignore this. Don't even notice it. I'll be very disappointed if you notice this. Okay, so I'm back in the States. I have all my wonderful study resources I left behind here. It's too expensive to ship books. I shipped books. I did to Japan, but I couldn't ship all of them, and I regretted it with the cost of shipping and all that stuff. But I want to say, more than any book I've ever used for studying kanji, this book that I bought in about 2011, 2012, this is the way to study kanji. This is the best that I've ever found. The best I've ever used, best I've ever found. And it even says in the back, one of the best modern texts, highly recommended Japan Times. So, they can't be wrong. They're never wrong. Okay, so before telling you why this is so great, I want to show you some of the other things I've used and tell you why I don't like each of them, or like them less. Okay, so this is what I used in Shinshu University. Yeah, it's good for various reasons. One of the good things is has exercises at the beginning of each chapter, and then exercises within the chapter. That's really great for reinforcing your kanji. But what is not great for that is this. Every kanji comes with example words. Well, yeah, I think every kanji does. And yes, they should. But those example words should always build on kanji you already know. If you don't know a kanji and an example word, then it's just making things too complicated. You have to memorize the kanji you're studying and kanji you're not studying yet, just to remember the vocabulary that helps you remember the kanji. I feel this is a very terrible way to do this, because you don't know the definitions of the kanji that come up in the words, and you can't always be sure of the stroke order, or even what it looks like handwritten. So, the examples are bad, in my opinion. And so I really did not enjoy using this in class. Another option, another thing I've used, is JLPT study books. This is, I don't know if it has the same problem or not, because I wasn't using it in order actually. But it has a couple nice things, and I'll demonstrate that right now. This also has example words. You can't see that very well, but and it comes with this little red sheet that you can cover the example words for self-quizzing. That's really awesome. It also hides the readings down here. Well, I'm looking at the webcam, which is reversed for me. But yeah, it hides those as well. And that's really great for self-review. This is great for test studying, for preparing for the JLPT. But there's an old saying that says, we do not learn for school, we learn for life. And so if you want to learn for life, if you want to remember these effectively beyond just cramming for a test, this is the way. And now, why do I say that? Now, the reason, when we get to the first page, it actually has kanji. And there's highlighting here from way back years ago. You can see that this kanji, this example words, only uses hito, the first kanji. It's only that kanji. The rest is just numbers or hiragana or katakana. The next example, the next kanji, ichi means one, uses ichi peiji, ichi, hitotsu, hitori. It reuses this kanji for the example. It reinforces the kanji you just learned. And throughout the whole book, it reinforces previously learned kanji. Makes it much easier to remember them, and you don't have to learn new things just to learn the example words. So you can make flashcards out of these, using all the words in the examples, and it just works really well. So I recommend studying this in order. I skip past the several pages that you may already know, but study it in order, and make flashcards for maybe every 20 or so, and just review those decks until you've memorized them, and then come back to them weeks later or something like that. And this is the most effective way I've ever had to study kanji. Also, this is also a kanji dictionary. With this, you don't need something archaic like this. This is great and all if you don't have this. If you do have that, no point. And this doesn't do anything to teach you. It's just in radical order. Okay, so yeah, that's what I have to say there. Oh, I do have one other recommendation. If you're studying from a book like this doesn't have example sentences like this other book I didn't like has. So you can back that up. You can reinforce that with a vocabulary book. And this vocabulary book is for JLPT in 1. I recommend buying one that has as many words as you can, or maybe several JLPT books. I don't care. And search for the words you want, and then go to them, and bam, lots of example sentences in good Japanese. Or you can just look them up in your favorite electronic dictionary like JED. But those sentences may not always be accurate, as I have found. So that's my rambling advice. Buy this book if you're serious about learning kanji. And that's that.